today will be a bit sidetracked from the verse, but it's about to do with our generation. We live in a very sensitive generation. That we are very peculiar and very sensitive generation that we have to be very careful in how we speak to one another. A generation that gets hurt easily, emotionally sensitive. That's why we are in a generation where there is cancel culture. You say something that is inappropriate, you get canceled. Even celebrities get canceled. A generation, what to say, what not to say, how to say, when to say, where to say, whom to say. A sensitive generation. And on top of that sensitive generation, we live in a generation where we're weak mentally. Emotionally sensitive, mentally weak. We are not like our father's generation, our forefathers' generation, our mother's generation, where they are tough as a nail mentally. Any problem that comes, they raise us with their toughness. We are in a generation where we're so weak mentally. We face a little bit of problem, wow, so weak, so fragile. Emotionally sensitive, mentally weak, and on top of that, look at our life. A generation that is aimless, purposeless, focusless, meaningless generation. If I were to ask you right now, what is your aim and purpose? Most of you may not be able to give that answer. We're living in a generation that listens with its eyes and thinks with its feelings. A generation that listens with its eyes and thinks with its feelings. When the basic function of humanity is we ought to listen with our ears, see with our eyes, think with our brain, feel with our feelings, but we begin to listen with our eyes, we live by sight. Whatever we see in the media, whatever we see, we begin to listen to it and tell that it is true. How do we approve it through our eyesight? We are deceived. Then we begin to think with our feelings. I feel like this is the right thing to do, so let's do it. That's your feeling. That's not your thinking. You have to cross-check with your feelings, with your mind. Sometimes I feel like she's the one for me. I feel like he's the one for me, so I will go for her. They say follow your heart, then you follow your heart, but also bring your mind. We live in a generation where we think with our feelings. Just because we feel like this is the right thing to do, we do. So many aimless, focusless, a generation that goes through the motion in life, a generation that just goes through the wind in life. Focus magale. How do we deal with that generation? Emotionally sensitive, mentally weak, purpose in life, zero, aimless, focusless, listens with its eyes, thinks with its feeling, everything is upside down. And in the midst of that, we're living in a media world. We're becoming more digital, but less critical. You see, in the past, technology was just an option. When we were growing up, we don't use technology. Phones, class 4, 5, 6, 7. Later on, we use nowadays. When the pandemic hit us, when COVID-19 hit us, the whole world was on a pause. Business was shut down. Business was on a pause. Educational side was on a pause. Church was on a pause. Marketing industry was on a pause. Economical and political, everything was on a pause. And the technology came and said, through mobile phones, we're able to connect. So now, mobile phone is not just an optional. It is a must that every kid should have mobile phone. Because if they do not have mobile phone, how will they attend their online classes? From once upon a time, mobile phone was just a once. Now we transit to become a needs. Imagine that. We live in a world where media and technology is now a must. It is a need. And the young ones are exposed to this media. We know, consciously, we know how media affects us. Do not go to this website. Do not go and watch porn. Don't play too much games. It will affect your health. Don't spend too much time on Facebook, Instagram. Consciously, we know how to use media. Don't let media use you. You use media. These are the conscious things. Everybody knows. But what I want to talk is subconsciously. Subconsciously. Do you know how the media affects you? When we talk about our conscious part and our subconscious part, many people think that their conscious part is far greater than their subconscious part. Our conscious part, when we sleep, our conscious rests, but our subconscious never sleeps. Even though when we're resting, our subconscious will work. That's why we will have dreams. Even when we are awake, you think thinking your conscious is stronger than your subconscious? No. Your subconscious is way stronger than your conscious. Even when you are awake. You see, there are times when you sleep. Some people will sleep at the left side of the bed and sleep. Some people will sleep at the right side. Could be a rough time of day. Some people will sleep front. Some people will put their pillow between their legs and sleep. Like, we do something every day. Every day we do an action that it becomes a habit. What is a habit? Habit is something that you do every day that you don't have to put effort in thinking. Automatically, you are doing subconsciously. So therefore, you are sleeping. The way you move, you wake up in the morning with your one eye scrolling Instagram, texting, you can't even fully open. Subconsciously, you are doing that. You wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, the things that you do, you don't even think it subconsciously because every day you are habituated. Sometimes you'll be going to the kitchen, to the bathroom, or to your room, and when you reach there, oh, what was I searching? What was I searching? Why? Because your subconscious went ahead. And when your subconscious went ahead, you are acting, you do not know what you are doing. Later on, I came here to search for one thing. What was I searching for? Your subconscious went ahead, and your conscious is way behind. So when your conscious catch up with your subconscious, they become parallel, and you forget what you were thinking. What was I? Oh, yeah. I came here to take nail cutter. I came here to take knife. Why? It happens. Because now our subconscious is just programmed. And consciousness has to catch up to our subconscious world. If you think conscious is stronger, our subconscious and the media is using this. If the devil cannot come through the front door of your head, which is reasoning and conscious, it will come through the back door of your head, which is subconscious and imagination. If the world cannot come in the front door of your head, which is reasoning, it will come through the back door of your head. What's the point of locking all the doors, front door, and going away when you fail to lock the back door when the thief can come in? One of the greatest gifts that God has given us is our imagination. In our imagination, we can be like a demigod. We can be a Picasso and paint. We can be Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. We can be a singer. In our imagination, there is no limitation. We can be whom we like to be. The power of imagination. Though someone comes and blindfold me, though someone comes and cuff my mouth, though someone comes and shake my hands and my legs and wrap me around like a mummy and put me in a casket, they can never chain my imagination. Though you and I will be locked up in a cell right now, no one can chain your imagination. You are free in your imagination. That is your darkest secret, your deepest desire. But now the media world knows how powerful imagination is. That if I can capture the imagination of this young girl, young man, their whole body is corrupt. That's why Albert Einstein said this. For so long in my quest of knowledge, I thought knowledge is far superior. Now I come to know that imagination is greater than knowledge. Intellectual will take you from this point to this point. Reason will take you from 1 to 10. Intelligence will take you from A to Z. But imagination will take you above all alphabetical letters and numerical numbers. Imagination is the greatest gift that we have, far superior than knowledge, is what Albert Einstein said. And now the media world is capturing our imagination. Knowledge can be changed. If somebody says 1 plus 1 is 4, no, my friend, 1 plus 1 is 2. You can change. Knowledge can be changed. It depends on the teacher. But once your imagination is corrupt, it is very hard to change because that is your whole being. That is your greatest freedom, your imagination. And the media world is trying to capture your imagination. Subconsciously, you do not have any idea. Consciously, let me tell you two examples how the market industry and how the media try to capture us. You recall a time where Fair and Lovely, Fair and Handsome was released. Oh, I remember when Fair and Handsome was released, all the guys' hostel was filled with Fair and Handsome. Everybody has one Fair and Handsome. Because the marketing industry was too good, everybody wants to be fair and handsome. We will apply to become fair. We became fair that time, but none of us became handsome. We apply. What happened to the handsome part? We wanted to sue the company. They say fair and handsome, but we never became handsome, only fair. When Fair and Handsome and Fair and Lovely came out, the way they marketed it, a black girl will be there, a black guy will be there. Apply Fair and Handsome. that black girl, dark guy, somehow will become brown. From brown, somehow light skin color. From light skin color, somehow will become fair. And in the end, it will become very white. Wow! Fair and handsome. Consciously, you know what it says? Consciously, live a better life. Make your skin glow. Don't you want to have a healthy skin? Do you really have to be fair in order to be handsome? That's the question. Do you really have to be fair in order to be lovely? So subconscious, what they are trying to do, the market industry, white is good, black is bad. White is accepted in the society, black is rejected in the society. When you have a fair skin color, you will be praised in the society. When you have a dark skin color, you will be mocked and neglected in the society. Consciously, it makes your skin glow. Subconsciously, it is promoting racism. And we are blind to that. Fair and lovely, fair and handsome, subconsciously in our mind, it provides racism. So we begin to look at dark skin color and says, when you were young, I was sick time. You look so bad, how so young girls, young guys, they look at their skin, I'm so black, I'm not good. Do you have to be fair in order to be handsome and lovely? That's how the media portrays, but we don't have any idea. Because the market industry are controlled by white supremacy. So in the past, they are controlled by white people. So they will advertise in the TV. Black people are robbers. Black people are thieves. Arab are terrorists. Asian people are stupid. Blonde people are dumb. They will market this. They want to be the highest race of them all, the white people. So they will put down. And now, the viewers, they are becoming smarter and smarter. Hey, the media is promoting racism. That is racist. You can't be them. So they will protest. So now the media, behind the media are the white supremacy. Now they know. The viewers are becoming more intelligent. The viewers are becoming more clever consciously. But subconsciously, in their imagination, they are still dumb. So we will not attack them in the front door. We will attack their imagination. That's why they promote this kind of things. Consciously, we think fair and handsome, fair and lovely is okay. But their main agenda is to bring and put down black people, dark skin color. And now we feel insecure if we're not white anymore. We live in an Instagram world and Facebook world. What does that mean? That means we are so good at putting filters. I have nothing against filters. Time to time, my friend will push me to make filters. I also make filters. I enjoy them. Consciously, we enjoy filter. But when we enjoy filter too much, subconsciously, we begin to filter our own lives. Filter means that you are portraying somebody that you are not. Filter is an art. Enjoy it, not a problem. But what happens when subconsciously you begin to filter your own life? You are broken, meaningless, you are far away from God, everything is not going right, but in the outside you are feeling like everything is okay, like your life is wonderful. Subconsciously, some of us begin to filter our own lives, not just pictures. I don't mind filtering pictures. I am for it if you want to look good. But filtering our own lives subconsciously, this is how the media creeps in subconsciously, and we have no idea. So who can help us now? Education, yes. Go to education. Education can change the media. Education can change the way you hold media. You go to the education world. There are teachers, there are staffs. Above the teachers, above the staffs, there's a principal. Above the principal, there are board of directors. Above the board of directors, who are they? There are these educational ministers in the government. The government knows that in schools, in colleges, in university, there should be creative thinking, open-minded. Students should think outside of the box. There should be question and answer. The government knows that there should be critical thinking in their subject. But why do the government impose rote learning by heart system, in all our schools and colleges, whether it be private or government, by heart system? The government wants you to by heart, so the teacher will give you a book. You have to by heart this in exam. If you write exactly the way I give you, you will get full mark. If you don't write according to how I give you, you won't get mark. Maybe 1 mark, right? So we have to by heart what the teacher says. By heart and write. Copy, paste, copy, paste. So class 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, BA first year, second year, third year, master's. 15 years you have been trained to by heart, rote learning. Write down in exam exactly what the teacher says. People who are not good in memorization, they fail. So now the government is training students to by heart, copy paste, by heart, what the teacher says. And now, once they finish from the college, They don't know what to do. Unless people give them instruction, they don't know what to do. Why? 15 years they're habituated to by heart. 15 years they're habituated not to think outside of the box, to follow only what the instructor says, to follow only what the teacher says. So now when they finish college, many generation people are jobless because they can't think for themselves. Please, I need a mentor, I need an instructor, and they live a life, jobless life. The government wants you to be smart, but not smart enough to question the government whether they're doing right or wrong. The government wants the educational system to produce a good student, but not a great student that they can say, hey, government, this is wrong. This, according to the Constitution, imam shungko. They are making us puppets. So you go into the media world, manipulated. You go into the educational world, you can't be certain. They say that a man may steal inside the train station, and you give him education, he will come back and steal the whole railway station. You think education is going to help you? Education is one part, media is one part, but the foundation of them all is in Jesus Christ. When your foundation is not founded in Christ, your education does not matter. The media that you try to expose, it does not matter. We can learn so much from media and education, but when it is not founded in Christ, is what I want to tell, everything becomes sinking sand. You look at religion. Religion are fighting for the way. Buddhism, Christian, Jainism, Sikhism, Islam, Muslim, everybody are fighting for the way. Buddha's teaching is right, Krishna's teaching is right. Everybody is fighting. Our way is the way to heaven. There are religious wars. Even this time also in the political platform, there will be a political leader. He will use his political platform. He will impose his religious idea. If he is a Hindu, he will impose his Hinduism and make everybody, turn everybody into Hinduism in the call of BJP, the politicization of religion. If you politicize religion, you politicize culture. If you politicize culture, you politicize morality. Why do they do that? They think that Hindu is the right way. We think that ours is the right way. So in the world of religion, many people are fighting which is the right way to heaven. Now you look at political arena, economical arena, they are fighting for truth. Our party is the truth. Our party, BJP, will lead the people in the future. No, our party, NPF, will lead. No, NPP will lead. No, Congress will lead. We are the truth. Everybody is fighting for the truth. We will lead the future. In the name of truth, so many violence, tragedy, sorrow, so many lies. Now you look at our society. People are searching for life. What is my meaning in life? What is my purpose in life? How do I live my life? What will happen tomorrow in my future? How can I make my parents' life better? How can I provide for my family in the future? Celebrities are committing suicide, even though they have fame and fortune, because there is no purpose in life. So in the religion, they're fighting for the way. In the political arena, economical arena, they're searching for the truth. In the society, we are asking, where is the life? And Jesus comes in between and says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. How beautiful is the embodiment of that. He says, I am the way, religion, that you are searching for. I am the truth that politics are fighting for. I am the life that society is searching for. I am the way, the truth, and the life. So when Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he is not saying a spiritual statement. He is saying, I am the answer to the political question. I am the answer to the economical question. I am the answer to the religious, cultural. I am the answer to everything, to the society. I am the embodiment of them all. Jesus could have said, I will show you the way. I will tell you the truth. I will give you the life. But Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. If your foundation is not in Christ, young ones, generation, you're going to fail. When we want to make a building, for example, we will say, I want to make a building 3 stories high. The architect and the engineer will say, okay, first of all, if you want to make the building high, 3 stories high, how is your foundation? If your foundation is just 3 feet, and you want to make a building 3-story, it will collapse. Any engineer will say, if you want to make a building 6-story building, how many feet is it? You can't make 5 feet and make a 6-story building. It's not going to work. In order to make 6-story building, you need to have 10 feet. Your foundation should be 10 feet. So basically, what does that tell you? If you want to go higher in life, your foundation first is to go deeper. In your life, Go deeper in Christ, then later on you go higher. Many people go higher and higher, yet their foundation is 1 feet, 2 feet. So when calamity comes and hit you, you fall down because your foundation was never deep enough. The key to go higher is first go deeper. Now once we found it in Christ, next step, have an aim. Have an aim and have a purpose in your life. There is nothing scarier than a man and a woman who has aim. I will do this by this year. I want to become like this. Many of us youths, we don't have aim. We are very busy doing so many things. Here and there, but no aim at all. I'd rather be very slow in my walk of life than have aim, than be so busy everywhere than have no aim. Just because you're doing a lot more, that does not mean you're getting a lot more things done. Denzel Washington beautifully said, don't confuse movement with progress. Many youths are making so much of movement. We have some of our friends too busy everywhere. General key is happening, we don't really know also. They're making movement, but no progress at all. Our generation are like this. We are like in a swing, like in a rocking chair. It keeps you busy, but it leads you nowhere. Hey young ones, my friends, our generation, if you're interested in music, speaking, sports, whatever it is business, go and conquer it. Put your whole. Don't put your one leg in, your one leg out. Devour it. Put everything in it. Go for it. You go for music and in the end music was not for you. It's okay. It will lead you to the thing which you're destined for. But don't just sit there. Devour. Do something. How can you withdraw in life 10 years later when you don't deposit anything? How can you withdraw from the bank if you don't deposit anything in life? Only in God will you find your purpose. Apart from God, you won't find any purpose. You see, there's a story that goes like this. Once upon a time, Aunt Matilda baked this cake. Aunt Matilda baked this wonderful cake. And Aunt Matilda invited all the top scientists in the business marketing to come and examine the cake. Joe, please examine my cake. The nutritionist first comes and examines the cake. Okay, so he examines how many proteins, how many molecules are there in the cake, how many calories are there, how many substances are there. The nutritionist examines and went away. Next, the biochemist comes. The biochemist comes and sees the structure of the protein, the fats, the sugar. Then the biochemist left. The chemist came and examined how many elements are there, how do they bond together as a cake. Then the chemist left. Then the physicist comes and examines the cake. The physicist examines and cuts the fundamental parts of the cake and left. Then the mathematician comes and examines the cake. How do these elements come to be? How is that possible? Then the physicist left, mathematician left. Then the business marketing comes and examines the cake. How many slices do we need to slice this cake? And for each cake, how many should it cost? 110? 120? All the top minds and scientists, nutritionists, biochemists, chemists, physicists, mathematicians, and business people came and examined the cake. But still, they failed to answer one biggest question. Why was the cake made? No chemists, no scientists can answer. Why was the cake made? Was the cake made for an anniversary? Was the cake made for a birthday? Was the cake made for a graduation? Was the cake made for what? For a wedding? Who can answer why the cake was made? Only Aunt Matilda can answer that. She is the one who made the cake. In your walk of life, all your colleagues, your seniors, your pastors will help you. What is your purpose in life? But only God who fashioned and designed you can really bring out your purpose and calling in life. If you do not know your purpose in life, follow your passion one key. Your passion will give you to your purpose. Let me end with this true story that happened. A musician story. Now end with this and close. Once upon a time, there was a young man who was very gifted in playing the violin. And every time he plays the violin, people will just get inspired. But he was a broke man, a poor man, no money. One day he went into a store and wanted to buy a violin. He saw the most beautiful violin on top of the shelf. And he said to the shopkeeper, please, I want to buy that violin. The shopkeeper told the price. It was too expensive for him. He said, shopkeeper, please keep the violin for me. One day I will come back and buy that violin. Please save it for me. Shopkeeper said, no, it's not going to work that way. First come, first serve. You better go, take your money and come. So the young man with passion, dedication, and hard work, he went playing from places to places, from gigs, from days to weeks to months and a year, and finally he became rich. He has the amount now. Very wealthy guy with talent, dedication, and hard work. It's just a matter of time to become successful. He went back to the shop. Hey shopkeeper, I want to purchase this violin. I am rich now. The shopkeeper said, I'm so sorry. The violin has been sold already. But don't you have another stock? That was the last piece. And suddenly, everything was lost. Hope was lost in the eyes of the young man. Are you sure there's no more left? No more. The young man was so sad, so troubled. But the shopkeeper looked at him and says, my friend bought this violin. If you can go and convince him that you can buy, then go to his house. I will tell you the address. Suddenly there was this glimmer of hope in the young man's eye. Wow, is it possible that I can get this violin? Then he took the paper, thank you sir. Then he traveled and he went to the house. He knocked on the door. And as he opened, he said, sir, then he saw the violin on the shelf. I heard that you bought that violin, the most beautiful violin. Yes, I want to buy this violin from you, sir, please. The sir said, I'm so sorry, I don't sell the violin. I collect the musical instruments, especially violin. I am a collector. Sir, please give me this violin. I will double the price. The sir said, I told you I'm not selling the violin. Can you please get out before I get angry? Sir, triple the price. Whatever it is, I will give you. I will call the cops. You better leave right now. Sir, name your price. Anything you want, I will give it to you. Can you please give me the violin? The sir said, get out right now. The young man said, sir, for one last time, with all hope that was gone again, can I at least touch the violin? Can I at least play the violin? And I promise I will just play for one time and I will leave you. You will never see my face again. Promise, sir. Sir looked at him. Young man, are you sure? If I let you play the violin, you leave. Yes, sir, I just want to play it. The young man took that violin. He was dreaming of that violin for days, weeks, months, and years. And as he played that violin and he strummed it beautifully, the sir was looking at him, recalling all the nostalgic memories that he had with his family. His jaw was dropped. His eyes was popped. Tears began to fall down from his cheeks. And he was just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing because he was touched by the musical piece of this violin. And as he finished playing this violin, he said, sir, thank you so much. This is the best day of my life. I will never forget this. He gave the violin to the sir. Then the young man walked away. And the sir patted his shoulder. Young man, take this violin. But I told you, you're not selling the violin. You said you're not selling the violin. Yes, I am not selling the violin. I am giving the violin to you as a gift. But sir, what changed your mind? Asked the young man. What changed your mind? The violin to be kept in the cupboard is such a waste. Shivamnai. The violin to be kept in the cupboard is such a waste. When I know that in your hands you can bring and inspire thousands of people. If you can soften my heart, who I am a stubborn guy, and you can inspire me, then with this violin in your hand, you can inspire thousands of people. And to be kept in my cupboard, this violin will be such a waste. I've never seen a man who plays violin like this and inspire people. Take this violin. And the story ends there. Sometimes you and I are like that violin, so good outside, full of fashion, but inside, lack of passion, not being used by God. We are like that violin being kept in the cupboard, waiting for somebody to be used. Allow yourself to give yourself to the Lord, so that when God uses you and play you like that violin, you will bring and touch the life of thousands of people, and they will say to you, wait, is this Peter not the guy 10 years ago, where whenever he stands up, he is shaking? Now what happened to this guy, Peter Shimray? When he stands, he can speak. A while ago, I remember like 10 years back, he can't even utter a proper sentence. What happened to him? Because when God takes a hold of your life, and when God takes a hold and plays you like an instrument, no one can play you best than the Creator. Allow yourself to be used by God in such a magnificent way that even your haters and your loved one, everybody will look at you with their jaw dropped, eyes popped, and tears falling down from their cheeks and say, what happened to this young man? What happened to this young lady? Because whom God touched,